I've been into shoes for a long time. Shoes are a big deal now. I'm going to go on TikTok. I'm going to talk about shoes and be a complete asshole. I'm going to piss people off. I'm going to act like a jackass. I'm going to act like I am, been there, done that before anybody else in the world. And then I'm going to get the hell off of it when people can't stand me.
So, we are back with another episode. This time, relocated a little bit. We're out here in Tampa, Florida. I happen to be here for something else, but we got a special guest today. Mr. Angry himself. Okay, introduce yourself. Tell everybody why you're so mad, and then we'll get into the origin story of your deep, dark anger.
Okay, well, first thing, I'm not mad. It's the 300-pound guy that's 6'6" that everybody calls tiny.
Okay.
So that's what that is. No, I'm not angry at all, but we all, have a side to us that can get angry.
Okay.
I do kind of flip out at times for, stupid people and stupid things they do and idiocy and, the world's loaded with that. So,
okay.
But no, I'm a happy guy.
So you are currently Angry Joe on TikTok.
Yes.
Don't want any other platforms.
No.
He has over 100,000 followers on TikTok. Wait, how old are you now?
58.
58. So, defying some odds, because I feel like we hear a lot of people talk about that. The age, this thing, the other. But if you find a way to create organically and have fun and do what you do, you can cultivate an audience and build a following, whatever you may or may not want it, whatever it may be. But you get to have fun and share your passion through sneakers.
Sure.
So we're going to talk about some of the origin story of that, what even got you into shoes.
Okay.
And, kind of where you got to this point, and then how you even got to TikTok, and how you're navigating that now, and what's going on in life, and everything like that in between.
All right, let's do it.
Sound good?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so take me back. Young,
Yep.
Angry Joe, before he was angry, young Joe, in his, prime childhood, what was the lifestyle like in the home with the family, understanding of finances and sneakers and this time, and just paint the picture for me, like, what kicks was you rocking to school? What was you doing in life?
Well, I'm the youngest of four, so I didn't get what I wanted, which is the reason why I have what I have today. I don't need my parents to get me that. But no, I was raised, very normal, loving family, mother and father, 2 sisters, a brother. One sister has since passed from breast cancer, and I just, kind of fell in love with shoes when I was very young, at 14 years old, and it's just been a huge passion of mine ever since.
So, 14 years old, fell in love with shoes.
Yep.
What's the era? What's the time? Was this Run DMC era? Is this before that? Like, where were we talking?
Well, 1980.
Okay.
It was 1980, and what it was, my buddy came home, his older brother came home and was wearing a brand new pair of Stan Smith.
Okay.
And back in the day, they did not make clothes the way they do now to show the shoes off tight around the ankle and everything else. You kind of had to do it yourself. And the only pair of jeans that were actually tight around the ankle were the Levi Super Taper Pre-Wash.
Okay.
And he was wearing a pair of those with the Stan Smith. And that look right there, it's never been the same for me since.
Okay.
And I had to have a pair of those shoes. And the Stan Smith is actually one of my favorites of all time.
All time.
I don't care what you show me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like white, green, Stan Smith?
Has to be the all white with green.
Okay.
Because they make many different colorways.
That's a classic.
It is.
Literally.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Anytime I see somebody wearing that, I'm like, this is just absolutely insane. Like,
it's beautiful.
You can never go wrong with it. It's like when you see an Air Force One or certain models, it's just like, they literally built a shoe that they didn't even realize was just going to be so timeless.
Yep. They've been making it for over 40 years, and there's a reason for it.
You got some Stan Smiths during that time?
Absolutely.
No, during that time?
Yes.
Okay, so you got some during that time?
Yes.
How'd you feel when you put them on?
Like, I'm telling you, it was the greatest feeling in the world. And still is when I put a pair of Stan Smith on. Yeah.
So, you was rocking them to school? What was it like? Was you getting the ladies with the Stan Smiths on?
No, I wasn't. Actually, I was not into girls back then.
Okay.
that was later on. Like when I was 18 is when I, started really, getting into girl. I liked hanging out with my buddies, man.
Yeah.
That's what I liked doing, going to the skating rink and, skating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was what I liked to do. So
y'all had them boards that was kind of like weird shape with the big wheels on them.
Yeah.
What's them boards called? I don't skate, so I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Is it a boogie board? No, that's not a boogie board.
No. A skateboard?
Yeah, what's the board, Carl? It's like kind of like rounded a little bit, and then it had the chunkier wheels on it.
I don't know.
Ain't those the skateboards from during that time?
Yeah, they with the thin bodies and the big, yeah.
I don't remember the name of it though.
We used to make our own.
Oh, you made them?
Yeah, we'd make our own decks. Yeah.
Damn, how'd you do that?
Just freaking cutting up wood, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like some plywood?
Stacking wood, yeah. Stacking wood, yeah, man. Of course.
Okay.
And in wood shop in class, yeah, man.
That right boards. There. Wood shop in class. That was like something that was extinct by the time I got to high school. So
make me feel old, man.
No, it's just nice. Crazy. Like auto shop, all the different things that y'all had.
Yeah, that
it's
doesn't
so
go anymore, does it?
Nah,
that's not in there anymore.
You have to go to like
home
some
economics
special
where
school,
you cook and stuff like that.
All stuff like,
no, that's why the world's so fucked up.
Bruh,
that's why these kids are so screwed up.
They don't
man.
even know how to tie their shoes at this point. Nah, but. That makes a lot of sense. Being crafty, working with your hands, coming from that era. Yep. Okay, so high school is now here. You're hanging with the boys.
Yeah.
But you still like you're trying to figure out like money. You like I need money to get lunch and stuff, or is it kind of like you're not worried about it? Like what was the hustle? Was it didn't worry about that? Like
I really didn't worry about it. I got my first job when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
And I just needed it to make my car payment and maybe buy a pair of sneakers.
Okay.
Buy myself, some lunch or something like that. Mm-hmm. But mainly it was to pay for my car.
Okay. Just give me some numbers during this time.
Oh, geez. As far as what... my very first job was washing dishes when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
One of the greatest... It still is actually the greatest job I ever had.
Yeah.
So much fun.
I washed dishes at the restaurant too when I had my job. Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. I stocked the dry goods and I stocked the freezer.
Okay.
I loved it. I really do. And looking back, today, looking back in those days, I was a very hard worker and I was very good. Mm-hmm. And I was proud of it. I really am. And it was a very cool job, and I loved it. It was when every day was a Saturday. You didn't have a care in the world.
Right.
You didn't have responsibilities.
Right.
And it was awesome. But no, I just worked to pay for my car and get some food when I wanted it, and buy things here and there, and that was it, man. And I was making. I remember my first job, $3.35 an hour.
$3.35 an hour.
Yep.
So, what was the first car?
And then when it was a 1980 Pontiac Sunbird.
Okay.
And I wish I could get another one of those today.
Really? Are they like vintage and expensive now?
Yeah. No, they're not expensive at all,
like
but you can't find them. Yeah, it's a Pontiac for one thing.
I feel that. Yeah. Okay, so...
those were great times, man.
What was gas, like 69 cents?
Oh, gas was, yeah.
Somewhere
it was
around
real
there?
cheap like that. Yeah, 70 cents, yeah.
Okay. And then... car payment? What was the car payment?
Car payment, I paid my parents.
Okay.
I was paying them.
Yeah, that's clutch. Yeah. Okay. So, that reminds me of,
So who really knows what my car payment was?
Right.
You know what I mean?
It reminds me of my high school time, though. Like, I worked at the family restaurant. I was cleaning dishes. Then I became I was cleaning dishes. Then I was the cash register. And then I became one of the chefs on the weekend. And... I was using money to put towards my car and buy shoes. I was doing the same thing, just in my era, my time. My time, I think minimum wage was like $8.50.
Okay,
I think,
dude,
something like that.
Huge money.
Yeah, at the time it was for me.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what's minimum wage now. Like 20.
I don't even know.
I
honestly do not know.
So yeah, it's probably double.
It's up there though.
It's either way. The ratio of minimum wage compared to inflation, it doesn't add up.
No.
At the end of the day.
No. It doesn't.
So very similar in that aspect. Now, what was the plan for college?
No plan at all for
No
college.
plan
I did
for
not go to college.
Okay. So what happened? What did it look like?
I got a job in the aerospace industry.
Okay.
I fell into it is what happened. I got fired from my dishwashing job.
Okay. Me too.
Did you really?
Yeah, for my dad.
Your dad fired you.
Yeah.
I got fired. Yeah. Well, what was your reason for getting fired?
Let me hear yours first, because yours sounds like it's better than mine.
So we'll just say this: I was supplying the restaurant with party favors.
Supplying the restaurant with party favors. I don't know what that means. Be more detailed.
So I had a couple friends that I was just supplying everybody with weed.
Okay.
I was the guy they came to, and I knew people.
Okay.
I knew a lot of people.
Okay. Well, I was just
And
basically. He's like, I still know a lot of people.
I do.
I was just making meals and eating them without paying for them.
Okay.
Because my family never paid for their food at the restaurant.
Right.
So it was like, why would I pay for my food? It didn't make sense. And then apparently it was an issue, so they had to use me for an example so other people wouldn't do it. So they fired me as an example, saying he's willing to fire his own son. We should stop doing that too. Because they were like, taking on what I was doing type thing. So I was used as an example. And then from that point, I was like, I'll never work for anybody else again. I'll just do it my way. And that was kind of how it went. So I was supplying myself with multiple meals.
I guess mine is a little different than yours.
Yeah, yours is a little bit better. Okay, so you fell into the job. How'd you fall into the job?
I just fell into it. I needed a job, to pay for the car. My parents were going to yank the car.
Damn.
And a buddy of mine's father started this business, a finishing business, finishing aerospace parts.
Okay.
So I just jumped on board and just, needed some income. And just got, really good at everything I did. So I just kind of stuck with it. I liked what I was doing. I'm a hands-on guy. Yeah. So I really liked it, and I still do. 40 years later, I still like it.
So you're the same company, different company?
Oh no, way different.
Different one.
Oh yeah.
But same industry, same concept.
Yes.
Okay.
A little much bigger now. Than back then. Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. Okay, yeah. So
I love what I do, and I love the things that I work with, where they go, and what they do. And a lot of it, quite honestly, it's not so nice.
Yeah.
It ends lives.
What you mean?
Things that I work on will end people's lives.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Yep. That's true.
No. Okay. It makes sense. When did you get that job with the aerospace? What year was that?
Oh, that was back in I was 16, so 1980.
80. Okay,
80,
so this is
80. I did the dishes. That's right. And then I was there for 3 years, so I was 18 years old.
Okay.
So 83.
Okay. Oh, so this is like coming out as soon as you're like, or whatever you want to call it, out of high school, post high school era. Is now the beginning of Jordan era.
Is the beginning of the angry era.
Jordan in college.
Yeah.
That time as well.
Yeah, it was right there. Jordan was a couple years down the road.
This is prime time of being able to potentially have enough to afford to get the sneakers that you want, also be interested and experience these sports and have a lot of memories and all the stuff, whether it was watching on TV or watching in person. So you are a great example of this. So we can have these conversations about this to be more filled with good information. So what was it like with your experience of, seeing Michael Jordan coming on the scene and somewhat being in, you're in the sneakers before his shoe had even came out.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was incredible. The first Air Jordan was absolutely incredible. It was just a huge game changer. Mm-hmm. Huge. He was the first one really to take the sneakers to where they are. You know what? For his shoes were just incredible. They were freaking great. I loved them.
So you saw him in college? You saw him play in college?
Did I see him play?
Like on TV?
Yeah.
Okay, so you saw him play on TV. Not in person, no. Well, yeah. You saw him play on TV, and then you saw him come into the NBA.
Yeah.
And his shoe released.
Yes.
Did you buy a pair when they originally came out?
Oh, yeah.
So did you go after like one? Did you try to get multiple colors?
No, just
kind of like, I got a pair. We good. Because it wasn't really like a crazy collector thing like it is today.
Not even close.
It's just like, I got a pair.
Not even close. They were putting those. They were on clearance for $39.
Right. I remember hearing that from a lot of people.
Oh, it's true.
So the other thing is, also a lot of people, which sounds familiar because I remember this even growing up in the 90s. Like, a lot of people didn't really call them Jordan number 1s, Jordan number 2s, Jordan number 3s. It was just like this year's Jordan, like in the home and away color or something like that, you know?
I always called them by the number.
Okay.
But they didn't have a name.
Okay.
They had colors.
The nicknames and all the other stuff.
That drives me insane to this day.
So you still
all
call
these
them
names.
Then you were calling them the numbers then, but not the nickname, the playoffs and the breads and the da-da-das.
None of that.
Not all that.
None of that.
It was
like if this was a Jordan right here, I'd say it's the Jordan 1, all white and blue.
Right.
That's what it was.
Right.
It wasn't the, freaking reimagined aqua, midnight navy, whatever shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That drives me insane.
Dominant color, accent color.
That's right.
Good.
That's it. Yep. And that's how I did it. That's the way I still do it.
Yeah, I feel that. So, okay, these Jordans are now coming on the scene. You got the 1s. Was it like the 2s came out, the 3s came out, the 4s came out, and you're like, I'm going to just get one of those and one of those and one of those?
Yeah.
So, you're just slowly acquiring all these shoes over the years.
You didn't, it's not, you bought them because you needed them.
Yeah.
Because you got the 2s because the 1s were beat up and they're done.
The whole year now.
Yeah, they're. It's not like I had 30 at the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
I had that one pair of shoes.
Right.
And then they get, you wear them out. Well, now you got to get another pair.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to get another pair.
So you did that. Which, did you decide to keep any during that time?
No.
Or was it just like...
No, you didn't
just
keep
dump
them. You wore them out.
Yeah.
And then you had to get another one.
Throw them up on the wire?
Yeah. And
That's what everybody was doing, throwing them up on the wire. Okay, so you did that. And was there any ones that stood out to you during that time that was like, this is the best one of this era? Like,
you talking about Jordans?
Yeah, just the models, the Jordan models in particular.
No, honestly, my favorite shoes, even during the Jordan early times, were still the old Puma Suedes and Adidas Stan Smith.
Okay, so those were like, what was the process of buying those? Was it kind of going to retail, or was there like outlets where you would get those, the Puma
Just
Suedes
retail. You go into Athlete's Foot or
at the local mall.
Athletic Attic. Yeah, all these little local places and pick them up.
I haven't heard none of those stories in so long.
Sports Unlimited.
Yeah.
I mean, just there were so many out there, man.
Right. Okay, so I'm also interested in your time. I mean, I guess that was a little bit later. We can go to that. Go ahead and tell us the story about the Jordan 11s. For those that do not know. We'll skip to the Jordan 11s, even though the 6s is my favorite shoe ever.
That's mine too. Yeah, that is my favorite shoe. It is my grail of all grails, the all white, red, and black. And I know yours is the playoff.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, that shoe, I remember when I first saw that shoe, I saw a guy holding it up, talking to somebody about it, and I saw it from a distance. It was the all white, red, and black. And that image was etched in my mind and still is to this day. The greatest shoe ever produced, I think. Ever.
I think when I saw the retro was announced, I hit you up like, yo, these are coming back out.
Yeah, you did. I was excited too, man. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap, man, no way. I need a new pair.
I love the 6s, man.
Yep,
that is
me too, man.
Such a dope shoe.
The appearance of that shoe is just incredible.
Talk about the Jordan 11s and what happened.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Jordan debuted that shoe against the Orlando Magic in a playoff game when he came back to the NBA in 1995. I went to that game. Me and a buddy of mine, Todd, we decided, let's go up to the arena, it was called at the time. Jordan's back. Let's go watch him play again. Let's see if we can get tickets. We didn't have tickets. We got there looking for tickets around the building. Times were way different then. You didn't have your StubHub. You didn't have cell phones. You had none of that.
Yeah, you
crap.
literally was finding people on the corner.
You had to find people. I mean, you're walking around with your fingers up. I need to. And a guy that actually worked for the Magic came up to us and said that he had 2 tickets. And he gave them to us for $90 a piece. And they were lower bowl tickets. We were probably 15, 18 rows off the court.
Damn.
Kind of up in the corner.
That's dope.
And we went to the game, and that was it. And when he came running out of the tunnel for shoot around, and I saw those on his feet,
Right.
absolutely lost my mind. I wish my buddy Todd was here right now. He would tell you.
Because the black and red pair was already seen.
The which ones?
The black and red pair had already been seen before?
The patent leather? The 11s?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that was the first time the 11 in general was
the
debuted.
very first time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did do the Concord first, and then the black and red came later in the
yeah.
past. Yeah. Okay. Damn.
Yeah, that came way later.
Yeah.
After that one, and this is what a lot of people don't know.
That's
We
right.
talk about the 11s. When people say Space Jam,
Right.
what actually happened is he came out with the all white and black and then had to change them.
Mm-hmm.
We all know he was getting fined for wearing them.
Mm-hmm.
So what they gave him was the black pair.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Space Jam.
Yep. And I saw pictures.
He just wore those in the Space Jam movie, but
Exactly.
they actually appeared right there during the Magic when he was playing the Magic.
That's funny. Yeah, I saw some photos of him wearing those on court, the Space Jam 11s, because I was just talking about how the Space Jam was not an OG release to the public. It came later in the 2000s.
Yep, later.
And the original release was, Columbia, Bread, and Concord.
Yep.
So it was interesting, like seeing that, talking about that with somebody else. But yeah, it was dope seeing him actually wearing those on court too. In that time.
Yep.
And
it was the most amazing. I ran down courtside and started popping off pictures. I had a disposable camera.
Mm-hmm.
There's no cell phones. There's no nothing. So
Damn.
I had a disposable camera. You had to take the Eckerd drugs and have the film processed. And I started popping off pictures of him wearing those shoes.
Damn.
I lost my mind, man. And here's the best thing about that. When they finally released them to the public and sold them, I went, there was a Sports Unlimited right across the street from where I worked.
Mm-hmm.
I went there right at 10 o'clock in the morning when they opened. There was nobody else there, just me. I bought 2 pair of 9.5, $150 a piece, $149, and I left. And there was nobody behind me. There was nobody coming in after me. That was it. I bought my 2 pair and left.
Did you keep any of those?
No.
Still got rid of those too.
Yeah. I wore 1 pair out, and then the other pair I ended up selling in 1998.
Okay, so
Along with my whole collection at that point.
So you sold your whole collection in '98.
Yes,
How
when I
many
was
pairs
introduced to eBay.
How many pairs do you think you had?
It was over 100.
So you had like
Well
100
over
something
100.
pairs. eBay comes on the scene.
Yep.
And you're like, I'm selling this shit.
Well, I got introduced to eBay, and I started fishing around and looking up things that I had, and I'm like, holy crap, man, this is kind of weird. And this is when eBay was, you paid by money order.
Yeah.
You actually had to send somebody. It was all on good faith.
Yeah.
And
Damn, I forgot about that.
oh yeah.
I was young, but like I remember eBay coming on the scene. I remember the beginning of YouTube and the beginning, like I was still, able to be aware of kind of how things functioned and how it went. And
Yeah, it was crazy, man. And you could actually just go on somebody's account and give them feedback without buying anything from them to bump up the feedback. Yeah, it was crazy. So what I did is I just started looking up things that I had, and I got to the shoes, and the first one I punched up was the Columbia Blue 11. And I'm like, there's no way people are paying that. And back then, that was the first pair I sold. I would double up on a lot of sneakers. I would keep one in the box, and then I would wear one.
Yeah.
And the first one that I sold was the Columbia Blue 11. And I got $410 out of it. And I remember...
$410 in '98?
In 1998.
Holy shit.
And I remember when I did that, I looked in my closet without knowing, and I said to myself, I go, you know what? I go, they made these once, they can make them again.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sell these. And I did. I sold my whole entire collection.
You didn't keep nothing?
I kept a few just to wear,
just to have.
but nothing to save. and I sold them. And the funny part about it is 95% went back overseas.
Selling.
People that were buying them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's funny because it makes me think of when I first discovered your TikTok. I remember, I think that's what I was telling you about when I had met you in person. I was like, I remember you like going through your closet or something and you like showed some photos.
Yeah, my wife
like,
actually told me,
stuff
Dina
that
told
you
me to
had.
do that. She
Yeah.
goes, you should do a video on those pictures that you have. I go, who the hell wants to see that?
And that
I
was
go,
like,
okay, I'll give it a shot. And that's when I can only do 1 minute videos.
Yep.
So I crunched it
yeah,
in
that was
a
before
minute.
they had it. Yeah, and that was the thing that stamped the punched the stamp, whatever it's called, that for me, where I was like, oh yeah, this dude's an OG. He been around. Like, I want to see more of his stuff.
And quite honestly, DJ, I think that's basically that video right there is the reason why it's not a whole lot of followers that I have. I mean, it is, and I'm grateful for it. I think that's why I have those followers is because of that video, and people realize that I'm just not some, just some dude that decided he's going to like sneakers and jump on the wagon. I was, and I'm not, it's not saying this in a bragging way. I've been doing this a lot longer than most.
For sure.
I mean,
for sure.
I have yet to see anybody produce a picture like I have. I mean, have you seen anything like that back from 90? And that's 95. It was actually started in 91. And I mean, that's in 95 I had over 100. Well over 100.
Yeah, honestly, that is. Yeah, you don't see that often.
And I used to get ridiculed, man. Like,
Yeah.
you have no idea.
I bet, because I used to get that same treatment when I was in high school, and that was 2006 or 2010. And people used to be like, this is dumb, you're wasting your money, all these things.
Yeah,
so I
used to
can
catch a lot
only
of shit,
imagine what
man.
you was dealing with 20 years before that.
My nickname was Shoe Joe for the longest time.
Shoe Joe.
I don't tell people that, but yeah. Shoe Joe. Yeah.
Did you not like that nickname?
It doesn't matter to me. People can call me whatever they want to call me.
Huh. That's funny. Damn. That's
But it was
wild.
cool. And I'll tell you what's really cool now, what I love about sneakers is that there is a huge community. People thought I was absolutely out of my mind. And it's almost like, now I look at the people that were ridiculing me and had negative things to say about me collecting shoes. And now it's like, I fucking told you.
Right.
I told you.
Right.
I knew this.
Right.
And, that's just cool for me now. And then we go to sneaker cons. You go to all these events, and it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I love it, man.
Yeah. That's dope. What was your first sneaker event? SneakerCon?
My first sneaker event,
Or was it like a local one?
Yeah,
or?
it was locals around here and that's another thing, man. The sneaker events, when they first started out, you'd walk into a little place, have a couple dozen tables or something like that.
Yeah.
It was very small, and that's where it all started, man. And then it just became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Today's partner is Sneaker Throne. They have multiple options when it comes to durable and high quality display cases. One of my personal favorites is the drop side display case. I'm a size 13 and I can easily fit my shoes inside of here and have hundreds of these stacked throughout my rooms to display my sneakers. When it comes to the cases in particular, you have 4 different color options: clear, black, white, and red. So if you're looking at grabbing one of these for yourself or for someone else, make sure you guys check out sneakerthrone.com and don't forget to use the discount code DNA Show at checkout for 10% off of all your orders. All right, let's get back to this podcast. Did you go before COVID or after COVID?
What's that?
To a sneaker event?
Oh, way before.
Okay, so you was going before.
Yeah,
okay,
way
dope.
before.
Man, that was like, there were so many small events going on during that time. It was just so dope.
Yeah, I was out of the sneaker game
somewhat
at that.
Nostalgic in a way.
I was out of the sneaker game when I was going to those shows.
Oh, so what got you back into it then?
What got me back into it is the apps.
Apps, okay.
Just going in. And you didn't have to go to stores anymore. You didn't have to deal with that hassle. That's what got me out of it. In 2001, the first retro of the Concord 11.
Okay.
I was at a finish line in Countryside Mall, And I was the first one there. I wanted those shoes back. And next thing I know, there's at least 100 people. And then when they opened the gate, everybody rushed it. They were rushing in the back room. It was absolute freaking pandemonium. And I'm
Did they
like,
steal the shoes?
They were going. It was insane. It was absolutely insane.
Wait, what?
Yes. And I remember I said to myself, I go, you know what, Joe? This is not what I love about sneakers. This is not for me. And I didn't get out of it right then and there. I got out of it that's when they started, right after that 2001. This is just how I see it, coming from me. I could be wrong. They started retroing more shoes, more Jordans, different colorways that weren't original. You know what I mean? And I'd go to the mall to try and get them, and then they were passing out numbers, and then you had to get there real early, and then, if you knew somebody, it was better for you. And then that's when I said, forget this. I'm not dealing with this shit.
That was the next generation of sneakerheads that came in.
That's when I got out. That's when I said, forget about it.
Because I was in the group that was like just a little bit after that. Just because
the camp out group?
Just because of my age. Yeah. Well, I was in the camp out era, but I wasn't the beginning of the camp out era.
Yeah, see, I never did that.
Because of my age. I was a little bit younger. I was in grade school, middle school, but I had like all the shoes, and then my cousins and my aunts, they would go get me the shoes from Nike that was coming out still.
Yeah.
So I would still get all them shoes that was releasing during the early 2000s, except for I just didn't have to like camp out and everything. So I had it I was easy street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Young grade school, middle school.
Fortunate, man.
You know what I'm saying? But then by the time I got to high school, I had to do it myself. I had to go get in the mud and do the same thing, but.
See, that's what I didn't like, though.
Yeah, it was a crazy, but it was the one thing I can say, like the one that I can combat that with is like I have met people sitting in those lines that I'm still friends with to this day.
Right.
And I have helped them get shoes. They've helped me get shoes. We've helped each other in other parts of life that don't even relate to sneakers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of great things that I love about Camp Out Era. And I wish that we could do it respectfully and safe and everything like that. I've been to campouts in multiple cities around the nation. Whenever I have a chance, even if I don't really want the shoes, I'll go to a campout.
Really?
Just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Talk to people, see what the environment's like. How shiesty are people doing? Who's cutting the line? What's going on? Like, I just want to see the different environments because it's not the same in every city.
Right.
They might get that image of it and there might be this one and the other, but it's not always crazy. Now we see the era of the viral video of everybody's going crazy and starting this issue in this one camp out. So then people think it's like that everywhere. And it's like, well, in the other city down, another 2 states over, they're respectfully sitting in line and everything is good. You know what I'm saying? So I think there are ways to look at it, and because I've experienced both, seeing people going crazy.
Right.
Speaking of that, everybody was hitting the lick on the concourse. You didn't get up here?
No.
They just took them all. You didn't even get them?
No. I was the first one there. I didn't get them.
That's crazy.
No, I didn't get them.
Oh, it would have been so hot.
I was pissed. I was extremely pissed.
So... man, yeah.
And that's another reason why, like the camp out and stuff like that, wasn't for me, because I come from an era where you just walk in the store and get them.
Just pick it up.
That's it. Any time of the day. And if that store didn't have your size, you just go to the next one.
Was there even a release date?
No, not well. They did have release dates, but you didn't really know what it was. I did, because I'd go in there. I'd go into the shoe stores and ask if I could see their catalog. They have a seasonal catalog that the stores would get, and it would be in the catalog, and then I would know when they're coming out.
Okay.
But for the regular average person that didn't care about sneakers, you just walk in there, oh, look, there's a brand new Jordan 8.
Yeah.
A new colorway. It's, unless you read it in a magazine, you really didn't know it was coming out, or if Nike did a commercial.
When did East Bay start?
East Bay, that was in the 90s. That was in the 90s.
It was in the 90s. I just can't remember when.
Yeah, I don't.
At least I know it was around in the 90s.
I'm trying to remember
And
how far back I saw.
Because I came up during that too, like
I saw
looking at the East Bay magazines coming in the mail and circling all the shoes I wanted and da da da.
I don't know if I ever saw 6s in an East Bay. I can't remember when I first got turned on to East Bay.
I want to look that up.
Yeah, I don't know. But I remember it coming in, and they would have everything.
But this is what we was talking about earlier at dinner, though. Like, I was in the middle of these eras. Like, I got to experience both sides and not, like, be fully this way or fully that way. So I'm always kind of, like, in between on a lot of things. Like, oh, I like this and I like that, and I don't like this and I don't like that. So I have, like, my optimism for the eras of sneakerheads, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's been my biggest thing with having conversation with people and just seeing like, okay, there was these cool times and I wish we still had this, but then it's like, yeah, it is a lot easier to just hop on your phone and check out the blog and get all the information you need now and be up to date. And there were simpler times then and all the other things, but I don't know, there's a lot of different ways of going about it. So purchasing online, I'm assuming it was like Sneakers app that got you going? Or was it like, what?
It was just like the apps in general.
Okay.
But then the Sneakers app was pretty cool. I was like, wait a minute, Sneakers app. And I downloaded it. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And my first hit was my first hit on the Sneakers app was the Travis Scott Jordan 1 High Mochas.
Jordan 1. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first W, man.
It says East Bay started in 1980.
East Bay started in 80?
In 80.
I wasn't getting the catalogs. It
probably took a while before it took wind and everything, but
no, so 90s for me. That's I just know it from the 90s.
Yeah, you assume early 90s, somewhere around there. That's wild. I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I thought it was like early 90s or something.
Well, there
like
you go. Just when you think you know it all and I know it all, we don't.
So Travis Mocha High,
yeah.
I hit on those too. That was a good one.
It's still my favorite Travis Scott, and not just because I have it. I see you. The first time I saw that was the lead singer. I don't know. You probably remember because you watch football. The lead singer, yeah, from Maroon 5.
What's his name? Adam Levine.
Yep.
Yep.
And
it's not Adam Levine.
Adam.
Is that his name?
Yeah, something like that. Adam. Yeah. We're talking about the same guy.
I know who you're talking about.
Because there's a girl Levine too, or something.
I was thinking of Zach. I was thinking of Zach Levine, the basketball player. Man. No, I'm like, it's Adam
a coach.
Levine. Adam
Isn't
Levine.
he a coach? Somebody says I look like this Levine guy.
Oh no.
And
Adam Levine, I swear, is the dude that makes the music.
Yeah, from Maroon 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I saw him wearing those in the halftime show, and again, my buddy Todd, I lost my mind. I'm like, dude, what are these? Where are they? How do I get them? I gotta have them.
So that's interesting because you hear a lot of people say like the generational gap causes people. You guys like the OGs and all these other things, but then that's like kind of opposite of the narrative that we hear, right? Like, you shouldn't like that shoe. You guys just like OGs. But, like, what made you like the shoe?
What made me like that shoe on him was that backward swoosh. I still think that is the coolest feature Nike has ever put on a sneaker.
Damn.
I think it is absolutely incredible.
Okay.
Only on the Jordan 1s, though. The highs and the lows.
Yeah.
The way they have it in the sole, dipping down. Still the coolest thing Nike has ever put on a sneaker.
Damn.
I think.
That's a big statement right there.
I think it's just badass, man.
Okay. I mean, numbers show they're doing pretty well with it. So.
And I remember walking into a Foot Locker. I walked into a Foot Locker and I asked the guy there, I go, hey, man, do you know anything about these shoes coming out? They're like white and brown and have a backward swoosh on them. He knew exactly what I was talking about, and he was the one that told me about the Sneakers app. He goes, but good luck. He goes, you're not going to get them. That's what he told me.
I would have been out in the store like, I got them.
That's what he told me. He goes, good luck. You're not going to get them.
Didn't they do like 2 or 3 different drops with that one?
I only know.
I remember it happened like there was like, it was a shock drop thing that was like for the Super Bowl. And then there was like a release.
No idea. The first, I would have missed the shock drop because the first time I saw him was on his feet in the Super Bowl halftime show.
I'm pretty sure I think that's what it was.
I had no idea.
Because I think I missed the shock drop, and then they did a release, and then that's how I got my 2 pair on the release. Because I hit the.
I got it on the
retail.
release, and I still don't know how I did it. Were you able to get through? Like when I tried to do it, they said my everything on file was wrong.
Really?
Password, address, email, everything that I had on file, they said was wrong. I tried for 20 minutes trying to get that sneaker, and then I gave up. I went back to work, got off an hour. Yeah, I went back to work, got off an hour later, picked up my phone in the car, turned it on, got them.
No way.
And still have absolutely no idea how it happened.
And they're at your house.
And then they got to the house.
That's clutch.
And I still have them and wear them.
I didn't have that issue at all. But I did have that issue with the blue Travis Scott the 4s.
Oh, okay.
The Oilers.
Okay, yeah,
the ones
yeah.
before that.
Yep.
Those, yeah, because the Oilers came out before the 1 highs. That I had an issue with. I was on the phone for like an hour and a half. Error. All these problems just going through hell. And then finally got the shoe. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't give up.
That's cool.
But that was one gave me hell for sure. That was a struggle.
Yeah, it was something else, man.
What do you think about sneakers app now?
I mean, it sucks. Like I told you at dinner, man. I got the what were they? The revert. What are they called?
Oh, the medium olive. Travis one?
Yeah, medium olive.
Yeah.
I got them. I got the got 'em screen, but didn't get them. You know, it's frustrating, man.
So you think that the shoes were stolen in transit?
Oh, absolutely.
So
they weren't scanned by UPS. He took the box and didn't scan the box.
That's crazy.
I think Nike did their part. I think UPS is the one that stole them.
But that's the thing now. Like, literally, we're seeing this happen more and more. People are hitting the licks on the shoes before they're even in hand of the people that used to steal the shoes. The shipping companies and stuff. They're literally finding the big trucks, the trains, the this, that, the others, and they're going in and literally just stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars of these new releases.
That's crazy.
It's like a whole new world of this. Like, what is going on?
Whenever there's a resale value with stuff like that, that's going to happen. And there's going to be fakes and everything else, and that's the way that is. When money's involved, that's what you get. And it's a crying shame.
Yeah, and
it is the one thing about sneakers that I don't like.
Yeah.
It is. The one thing about the sneaker game that I do not like are these prices and all this hyped up stuff. That's the one thing I don't like.
So, okay. I hear that statement now.
Because I'm an old school guy.
I feel that. And I hear that statement now. But I'm like, people are saying, I don't like the shoe game because of these prices, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm also like, I can walk into your local mall and I can get some really good shoes for retail or on sale right now.
Yep.
In multiple sizes. So we have the narrative of I don't like the shoe game because of these prices, but at the same time, are they simply only talking about, and this is the other part you hear people say, the shoe game is dead. But it's like, are you talking about every shoe is not resellable anymore? Or is it that, you get what I'm saying? Because before everybody used to make a buck on everything. Yeah. Now it's only on specific things. The Travis Scotts, the this, that, the others, right? Whatever. Not even all the collabs are hitting anymore.
Right.
But that's the thing. I think, is your frustration on pricing more just with the hard to find shoes at this point? Or is it still kind of like
my
throw around the statement?
My frustration is that what Travis Scott was that? The olive?
Oh, the medium olives.
Medium olive. Yeah. I wanted it, but it has a big resale price. I'm not paying it. Right. I'm not going to do it. I don't think it's worth it. That's where my frustration comes in because I want the sneaker because I love the sneaker. It's not about value to me. None of these sneakers are about value to me.
The only reason why I can take what you're saying as like I know exactly what you mean because you're like, I want to pay this price for the shoe because that's what they have it marked at. And you will literally go pay the same retail price for a Spizike 1 low or whatever, or Spizike low or whatever, like a different shoe that has no resale value to anybody else, but you're like, I like this shoe, I'm gonna go buy this shoe.
Yeah.
So I think.
No, those shoes are like a car. Once you buy them, you just
you see what I'm saying?
Took a huge hit.
So like you are literally the perfect example of that, to be able to say that and justify why you're not gonna go pay a resale price, right? But then you have other people that say, oh, I'm not paying resale, but then they're also not willing to go buy whatever that XYZ shoe is that nobody cares about for that retail price because they know that it doesn't have a resale value and it's da-da-da-da.
They're not hyped up.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
there's no hype behind
I think
it.
there's also like two different, or might be more than two, angles to how people say that about talking about resale prices and different things like that. So when it comes to resale prices, like we talked about it, if a shoe is $600 and retail was $180 and you have a chance to buy it for, $280, $300, is that justifiable to you? Or is that like, I'm still not for it, I'm not going to do it? Like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I could definitely do that, like we talked about. I will pay a resale price, but if you're going to kill me on it, it's not happening.
Yeah.
If you go right to StockX and go right to the top of the freaking of the price guide, it's not happening. It's not going to happen. If you want to make a little bit of money because you have it, no problem at all.
That makes sense. No,
but unfortunately, that's not how it works.
Well, what I tell people too is like, see, because I've gotten hit with a ton of different, you're this, you're that, whatever, right? I know exactly what I am. I'm going to buy the shoe for the price that I want to buy it for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to spend my money how I want to spend my money.
Yeah.
And you can tell me whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you're not giving me no money. So I'm going to do what I want to do with my money.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
and I say that all the time to everybody.
At the same time, I'm also not required to buy this shoe even if it was retail. If I say I don't want to pay retail, I'm not going to pay retail. And I'm going to wait and find it for under retail. If I say I don't want to pay $800 for this shoe and I'm only want to pay $500 and people say I'm crazy, well, then I'll just be patient and I'll find the shoe for $500. But people act like you just have to go get it for that price because that's the price on the market and all these other things. And I'm like,
not me, man.
It doesn't add up in my head. Like, you can make all these other comments about why or why not you shouldn't pay the retail or the resale or da-da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, it's like, whatever you feel is the value to you, pay that value.
Right.
Simple as that. You look at $1 million homes, multi-million-dollar homes. How is this house $7 million and that one's $13 million? And you walk into them and they look damn near the same. But they put the value on it and they said, well, it has this one thing and it's $1 million staircase. But then it's like, well, this one has that. And then it's like, we just throw these numbers on these things. And they have comps and everything like that in the real estate market. I get it. Mm-hmm. But when you become to these high value items, it's almost like, what do you want to price it and what are you willing to pay?
And what are you willing to pay? That's what it is.
I mean, I feel like that's what it is for a lot of high ticket items in any industry.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part. Obviously, there's justifiable things for everything and why it has the price that it is and all those other factors. Because you're not going to just take an all-white Air Force One that comes out of Foot Locker and say, hey, this is a $1,000 shoe. Like, I get that. So I know that part. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting hearing the different perspectives from, retail, non-retail, resale, non-resale, age groups, especially, young Gen Z and millennials and all the other stuff. And then also, like, eras of sneakerheads. During my time, we only did this. During my time, we only did that.
I think I'm kind of stuck in that. I'm stuck in the old school era with the prices and everything, and this whole resale thing is just, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have bought resale. And, I paid $500 for the Travis Scott Jordan 6 Olive.
Ooh.
But I had to have it.
When it came
Jordan
out?
6. What's that?
Was that when it came out?
Shortly after,
Yeah,
yes.
around that time.
Yeah. I had to do it. Mm-hmm. I just had to. If it was any other Jordan, I wouldn't have done it.
I love those.
But I had to do it, and I did. And I'm okay with spending the money. It's too much. I don't think the shoe's worth it.
Right.
But, I did it, and I was okay with it.
I think at the end of the day, for you, the amount of shoes that you purchase for retail, outweighs the amount of shoes that you purchase for retail that aren't worth the retail value. And then also because you have shoes that are worth more than the retail, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it balances it out. So that makes it good for you in that scenario. And I don't know if you're ever going to hit that trigger point again where you're going to say, hey, I'm going to sell all this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
you did
I
it
mean,
before.
now it's just freaking too much, man.
But
and I would
how many
start,
pair you got?
I don't even know. I did over 400, but I have no idea. I have no idea of the number of the exact. I don't want to know.
Right.
I've been saying over 400 for over a year, like a couple years now. So I don't even know.
Okay.
And get this, when I got home today, I got the. I didn't get these on when they originally released the Jordan 6 Olympic.
Ooh.
I didn't. I never had those.
Yeah.
I was walking in the mall last weekend, and Shoe Palace had them for $140.
Shout out to Shoe Palace.
Boom! Oh yeah.
Shoe Palace is a sleeper, by the way.
Dude.
Y'all need to get hip.
Don't listen to him. Don't go to Shoe Palace.
Don't shop at Shoe Palace.
Don't even worry about it. Don't worry. You see a Shoe Palace, keep walking.
He's like, what's that place? I never heard of it.
Yep. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, $140.
Okay.
So I had to have them.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful, man. I don't know why I did not like them when they first came out.
They're better than the last retro, but not as good as the original retro.
So this is the third time out with those?
Yes.
See, I did not know that.
They came out in the 2000s. Then they came out in like...
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
2000, I don't know, 12 or something like that. And then the recent retro. So this is the third version.
I did not know that they
and
did
it's technically not
three
an
times.
original colorway. It's like a retro plus colorway.
I just thought they did the original and this one.
The original from the 2000s.
Whenever they originally came out.
Yeah, so there was another one that came out.
I can't remember the date.
Yeah, there was another. It was one. Yeah, it was like 2000, 2001, whatever, 2002, something like that. And then 2012 or 13 or whatever year, one of them years. And then now. So it's kind of like every 10 years.
Okay, gotcha.
Type situation.
I didn't know that.
Or roughly every 10 years.
I was out of the game, though. That's why I didn't know.
Yeah. Trust me, you didn't want those ones. They weren't good.
They weren't?
Yeah, those were the worst of the three. But this pair, they're nice.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think the quality's great on them. Everything is nice on them.
They're a good shoe for
I
sure.
got a great pair, too, man.
Okay. So, I just thought about that. We were going all over the place, but how did you start on TikTok?
So, I was at work one day, and a buddy of mine that I work with, he's always going to be famous doing something. He's always got something in the works. He's going to be famous. So he comes in one day and he goes, "Joe, I got it, man. It's TikTok. I'm going to start doing TikTok videos."
That's hilarious.
And I just go, "Dude," I go, "What the hell is TikTok?" He goes, it's social media. You go on there and you post videos, and people view them and they follow you, and the more views you get and followers you get, and he's just going on and on and on about this TikTok. And I thought about it all day long, and I'm like, you know what, man? I've been in the shoes for a long time. Shoes are a big deal now. I'm going to go on TikTok. I'm going to talk about shoes and be a complete asshole. Mm-hmm. I'm going to piss people off. I'm going to act like a jackass. I'm going to act like I am, been there, done that before anybody else in the world. And then I'm going to get the hell off of it when people can't stand me.
That's what just gravitated me to loving your videos, though. Like,
so
you were like, I really do this shit. Like, y'all out here faking it, and I'm really doing this. And I'm like, that's facts. Like, because I've been on the same thing. Like, I got into social media way after I was doing shoe stuff. Like, way after. So people thought like, oh, you just doing this for the views. And then like, I've heard all the comments, and I'm like, bruh, you don't even know. Like, I done forgot about more shoes than you even thought of. Please don't try it. So when I saw that on your page, I was like, I love this. This is great. Like, we need more OGs in the game on the platform. Like, I loved it. So what year was that roughly?
I have no idea. It was a few years ago.
Before
COVID?
Don't know. During
COVID? Before.
Before COVID, right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I'm like...
Yeah, no, it was... Damn, so it's been that long.
Was it before
COVID?
COVID?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
I didn't get on TikTok until...
I think it was, I think.
I wasn't on TikTok until like 2021 or 2022. I think. Because the COVID year, YouTube. That's all
I'd
I was
have
doing.
to look at the video, the dates on the video, my first video.
I was doing YouTube the whole time. Just focus on YouTube. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. No social media. I have a Facebook. Don't do anything with it. Didn't have an Instagram at the time. I didn't do any social media until TikTok came along. But like I said, I just wanted to get on there, piss people off, get kicked off, or just have people completely hate me. But didn't. That's what I was literally trying to do.
You was trying to troll, and it didn't
big
work.
time. I mean, my first videos are so gut wrenching. I was going to delete a lot of them, but I did them. I'll own up to it. I'm not proud of it at all. I'm not proud of any of them, but I left them up there. I
gotta go deep dive back into your page just to see
bad,
what you're talking about.
Oh, they're bad. I mean, I am acting like a jackass, throwing shoes, telling people what they need to have, and if you don't have this, you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. I mean, it's brutal. It really is. But what happened was it backfired on me. Mm-hmm. And people started asking me legitimate questions, and the comments were very positive. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wait a minute, man, this is not working the way I thought it was going to. And I'm like, I'm really not a jackass like this. Right. So I started talking to people and thanking them, and then kind of having conversation about certain shoes. And then I'm like, you know what? I'll just kind of take it a little serious. I'll talk about the shoes I have and how much I like them or dislike them or whatever. Mm-hmm. All my videos are not positive. There's some where I'm really shitting on these shoes and the companies and everything else. So that's just what happened, man. I think, and when I did the video on the picture of my closet in '95, I think that's where a lot of respect came. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's got me here more than anything, is just the respect for doing it as long as I have. Mm-hmm.
So
I don't think it's me so much.
You don't think so?
No, I honestly don't. I don't think it's me and who I am or anything. I think it's mainly out of respect. But I don't know. You tell me. You're on the outside looking in. I don't know.
I think, honestly, it's a mixture of all the things. We discredit ourselves. There are people that want to see just the material item that we're showing them. And there's also people that want to hear our story and what we have experienced, which relates to us and they care about us. So I think as creators, we have to see, where are we bringing value to the audience? And then also, we have to know that they like us too. You know what I'm saying? Obviously there's gonna be there's somebody watching this. There's somebody listening to this right now. Yeah. But they don't like me.
Yeah.
They're still watching this shit. Yeah. They're still listening to this shit. Boo-hoo. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, but the thing is, though,
those are actually your biggest supporters, man.
It's crazy.
Hate to tell you.
It's crazy.
Yep.
So, but that's what I'm saying. For us, we have to look at it that way because, again, I was not this for the social media stuff either. I started an Instagram late. Everybody had Instagrams. It took me 4 or 5 years later to finally make mine, and start, posting. And then I was just only posting shoes. At the time, I was literally only posting shoes. You barely even saw my face that often.
Right.
I was just not posting that. I was just this is a sneaker page. We're gonna keep it at this. And I was all they care about is the shoes. That's all I thought. Mm-hmm. But then I started to realize they like the story about how I got the shoe and my experiences and all the other things and what I was going through and everything. And I was like, oh, this is not just about the shoe. So I don't think you should think of it that way of oh, they just care about it because I've been in the game for a long time, or they want to see the shoe that I have. No, they want to hear your stories, your experiences, all your things that went along with it too. So
yeah, I think I give those stories when I do lives.
Yeah, it's a mixture.
And people kind of like that. Mm-hmm. And I have a lot of stories, so
yeah.
And then, but the one story that just has more legs than anything is that Concord 11 story. Yeah, I was asking people, do you know where and when Michael Jordan debuted the Concord 11? And the answer was right there on the shirts. And actually, the one guy did get it right, man. Yeah. And I had the fucking mic off.
And you did? He didn't even see your shirt.
No, he didn't. He knew. And I knew it too, man. He was old school.
Yeah.
That dude was old school, man. He was older. Dude, I knew this guy was going to get it too, man.
That is so funny.
And then I didn't have the mic on like a jackass.
Classic. So, okay, what's the play with TikTok, man? I'm trying to get you to just retire and be on TikTok, but you just don't want to do it. So, tell me what your mindset is behind TikTok now.
There is no mindset.
Well, I think there is a little bit. What? Like, just right now, like we both said it, like we've been slacking on TikTok. Like, oh, you know,
I have. I've never.
And if you feel like you're quote unquote slacking, it doesn't mean like you have some crazy requirements or anything. But at the same time, you're like, I want to post more often, or I want to do this, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There might be something in.
I never really. Well, for one thing, I don't consider myself, like you said, content creator. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I guess I am. Mm-hmm. I don't look at myself as one. I just look at I'm a guy that just, I post this stuff talking about my sneakers.
Right.
I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything.
Right.
I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm not trying to do anything. Mm-hmm. There's finally a sneaker community that I can talk to. Mm-hmm. That's why I do TikTok, and I don't do it every day. I don't post every day like a true content creator does. Right. Yourself, you are posting all the time, constantly.
I'd be slacking though.
But see, I have a career, so
yeah.
And not saying you don't.
No. Yeah, I get it.
This is just a hobby of mine. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. I'm not looking to do anything with it. Nothing. And the only reason why I've continued is because of the support that I've been shown by the followers.
Okay. I think, and again, that's the mindset that there's no right or wrong answer. I think, again, from my perspective, I'm like, oh, if I'm doing this thing, like, how can I, turn it to another level? Monetize it, do these things, have fun with that, grow the business, whatever. That's just my natural instinct of that, right? And I even asked you before, like, do you plan on owning your own business? Do you want to work with somebody else? What do you want to do? And you said the same thing. Like, I don't even want to have... Well, I'll let you explain it. Go ahead.
But I don't know, man. I'm 58 years old. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm getting close to retirement. What am I going to do? I'm an old guy in a young man's game.
Yeah, I feel it.
You know what I mean? And it just... I don't know, man. It's just...
It's interesting, though, that you say that, which is so funny because I'm telling you
I don't know
now,
anybody out there that is as old as I am with a social media account with sneakers.
Right, exactly. And that's why you're the outlier. And that's why you have a very unique advantage. That's why I'm like, you have the ability to take it to a whole nother level and set yourself apart, like, compared to the quote-unquote young man's game and the young man's era. Yeah. So for me, I see that and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you could go crazy with this. But the other side is the greatest collections are not even on the internet. And some of those greatest collections out there, I have seen. And also, these people are not the quote-unquote young man's game people. Right. They're not the Gen Z and the millennials. They're the older generation that has been doing this for a long time. Samples, PEs, OGs, all that stuff. And those are the ones that aren't even on the internet. So for me, I'm like seeing both worlds. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, yo, you're like in between that. And I'm like, this is where you can go. This is what you can do type thing. So for me, I always just get excited. At the end of the day, do what you want to do. That's the most important thing. Right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's why I'm always excited, optimistic about it. Like, whenever you got questions about anything, I'm always answering it or whatever it may be. Like, because it's just dope to see on that aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense?
Mm-hmm. It does. No, it does.
So, do you think you have follower goals or page goals or community goals or anything that I would like to, hold live streams and we get, I inspire X amount of people to go give back to their community or whatever it may be? Like, do you have any of those type of things? Or is it just like, I'm just rocking on the internet, we're going to figure it out?
That's just it. Like I said, I just do it for the followers of mine. I don't like to let people down, and there are people that genuinely don't know why like me and like my content, and I'm like, I get the compliments all the time when I do a video. I love your content. I'm like, what is there to love? I'm sitting on a freaking end table, and honestly, DJ, it doesn't make sense to me, man.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It truly does not.
I think the direct, straightforward approach is also, again, another unique perspective, because there's always the, hey, what's up, guys? All right, my name is so and so.
Yeah, they overdo it. It's
like, bro, nobody cares. Like,
yeah, they oversell.
They don't care about, like, if they like you, or whatever. Like, we don't want to hear all that. Like, we came for this. So it's just like, you're like, yo, I just got this shoe. Yes. This is what I think about it, and like. And it's just
I think that's another thing that people do respect from me, is that there is no fluff. It is, this is it. There's no editing. There's no nothing. I freaking turn the camera on and I go.
Right.
And sometimes I fumble and screw up, but I don't edit it and I don't go back to change it. It just, here's what you get. And I think that's another thing that people really like too.
And again, another
it's
thing.
Authentic.
It'll set you apart, because everybody got to edit it. They got to talk perfect. They got to do all the things. I still
the lighting and all this shit, dude.
And you can call me a hypocrite or whatever you want to call it, because again, that's just my style. You know, I want to have the good lighting and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But that's just what I'm interested in.
But that's
like,
what you do, though.
I like, you know, because I'm into movies and stuff. Like, I want to make a movie one day. So I'm like, just learning about cinematics and photography and videography and lighting and mics and audio, just all the different things. Like, that's just stuff I'm interested in. So like, I want to improve my quality of my videos or whatever. Like, that's a thing that I'm battling with myself. I'm not trying to have my video look better than so-and-so's or whatever. It's more of just like, I want to feel like I'm improving at my craft over the years. Like, I don't want to look back at my video a year from now and be like, I didn't learn nothing. Like, I didn't improve nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just for me, and my mindset behind creating and making a video. And even sometimes it's like, yeah, cut out that stuff, make it more raw, give them this style, and it does better. It may perform better, or you feel better about it, or whatever it may be. So I think that's something that you can learn too over time as a creator, because there's a lot of people that's, you know, on here listening that want to get started, just got started and then stopped and started back and stopped again and started again, and, you know, in the middle of it trying to figure it out, and they get to hear both sides of ours, right? Like, I do it this way, you do it that way. There's no wrong way to do it.
Right.
But if their goal is X amount of followers, or to make money from brand deals, or to simply build a better community within their people, or whatever it is that they want to do, they can take these nuggets from us and the different perspectives and then go take it and apply it and do what they want to do. Or they're not trying to be a creator at all and they're just listening to a good conversation, and that's what they're here for.
Today's partner is shopdnashow.com. Are you tired of wearing low quality gear? I completely understand. I made a personal mission to go out and find higher quality stuff and give it to you guys at an affordable price. And not only because of that, I have to wear this stuff every day, and I don't want to be wearing cheap clothing all the time. So I want to make sure that you guys know about it and are understanding that we have a lot of cool stuff coming out as well. Hit the link down below or pinned or wherever it may be. It's going to be shopdnashow.com. There's new drops every single month. I'm excited to see you guys in the gear. And now let's go ahead and get back to the podcast.
I've actually seen a couple guys like take time off, and they can't, like, they have no more ideas or whatever it is, but they take time off. They're like, they're having a creative freaking, mental block or something like that.
Very, very realistic thing, for sure. Sometimes you create, so when you're like trying to create videos and you're like, not saying that you don't put effort into it, but when you're when you feel like you're putting a lot of effort into a video and you're like, I'm not improving, I'm not doing these things, or I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again, even if you're having success, even if you're having success with it,
yeah,
you're like, I feel like I got to do something else. You know what I'm saying?
Not me.
No, I'm just saying this
Yeah,
is how they could feel.
Yeah, not me, man.
This is what could cause them to be like, I need to take a break. Let me start back over, and then get back to going again. Like,
or start something different.
Yeah.
Try to do something different, tweak it or something like that.
That's what happens. Like, what's running through your mind. You start overanalyzing everything. You start counting the views. You start worrying about what other people is getting views. And you X amount of comments and other stuff.
I think that's when it stops working for you.
Yep.
Because people can see through that.
Yep. If you're not having fun no more.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That's the biggest thing. That's why I tell everybody, like, as soon as I stop having fun, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here for, like, I will always find a new path. Like, I will find a way to get to the money and do all the other things. Right. But I got to have fun during this process because I'm not trying to be living my life for somebody else and doing all this stuff for the internet. And I mean, you know me. Like, obviously, you don't know every part of me and all the other stuff, but you know me, who I am, like, internet, in person, all the other aspects of my life and things that I care about, family, you name it. Like, and I'm like, I'm more than just a sneakerhead that worries about these things, and like more than just a creator and all the other stuff. So I say that to say, because some people get sucked up into that and then they think that's all it is as a creator and the mindset behind it and everything. And it's like, bro, like I said, you're more than that. I'm more than that. We're all more than these things. And then we just want to hit these goals.
That's it. The best thing that I found out about you is something that you and I both share, and I don't. You probably don't tell the story or anything, but just to let people know, him and I are lucky to be here.
Man.
So, him and I share something in common as far as that goes. Him and I are both lucky to be right here, right now.
Man, that's why I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, exactly.
I'm just trying to have fun. Yep. That's all I know.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And if I'm not, then we got to switch it up. I need to keep having fun.
Yeah, so that's it, man. That's the whole thing with me, man. I don't look to do anything else with this social media thing. Mm-hmm. It's still weird to me.
Yeah.
It's very weird to me. Let me tell you, the first time that I really grasped the magnitude of social media is when I went to a sneaker event after doing, I think I had maybe 30,000 followers or something like that. And I went to this, it was in here in Tampa, right down the street actually. And when the first guy came up to me and said, "Hey, are you on TikTok?" And I was like, "What?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "You the Angry Joe?" And I go, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, I love your videos." And I was like, the minute he said that, I left, I called my wife and I go, "Dina," I said, "Some guy just freaking recognized me from doing these videos, man." It was weird to me.
Yeah.
Because I know I made the videos, put them out there. I know it's out there for anybody to see.
But it's like the internet.
You never, ever would expect somebody to, like, see you. You know what I mean? And that's right then and there I realized the power of social media.
Yeah.
And it was very weird.
When I heard that initially, "Oh, you DNA show, hey," like everybody saying my things, I'm like,
yeah.
This is something that I knew that came with the territory. I knew this is a part of it. So I'm like,
I didn't.
I'm like, I'm not shocked by this. I think the thing that got me the most initially was when I started hearing people's stories. When people started talking about going through hard times in life.
Oh, dude.
And, things that was happening to them or what they were planning to do themselves or all these different things.
Yeah.
And I would read these messages on DMs and hear people in person and see them in their face, looking in their eyes and seeing the joy in their face or all the hurt or whatever it was, and how them telling me like, you give me hope and all these things, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm just making videos about you? And then I started to realize like, oh, this has a huge power to it that can literally change somebody's life. So,
dude, I'm getting chills talking about that. Me and you have talked about this before. And dude, that's
it's crazy.
That's crazy because I've not at the magnitude that you get it, but I have gotten that, and it's crazy.
Every sneaker con I go to.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, no, I see it.
I
see it. Every time I've seen you at a sneaker con, I've seen it. It's
deep
crazy.
Conversations with at least a few different people.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And that's what I go for, is to the people first,
right?
Because I'm like, this is y'all built me up to this thing, and I'm trying to be here for y'all and help y'all and hear y'all and all of that stuff. And I can't meet everybody. I can't talk to everybody. I can't message everybody back. It's just physically impossible. There's not enough time in the day. Like, so I'm like, while I'm here, let me try to be as present as possible, talk to as many people as possible, do what I can. But yeah, that's the stuff that's like the driving factor for me. I'm like, I go talk to the kids at the high schools, and I talk to the kids at the middle schools and all that
that's
stuff.
Awesome.
And
man.
I'm not even making videos about the stuff. I'm just pulling up and talking to them.
That's awesome.
I just want to be here and support y'all and give y'all a voice and represent for y'all and hear y'all and
that's good stuff.
Talk to the companies about y'all and all the other things, and talk to y'all like y'all would talk to, like somebody needs to talk to y'all, compared to like talking down to y'all and all the, you know what I'm saying? Just all them other things. It's so dope. And then I leave every time I get messages, oh, you inspire me, this, whatever it may be. And they're like, I literally, a couple weeks ago, I went to the thing, and they're like, one of the kids messaged me, he was like, I guarantee you I'm going to be a better person the next time I see you when you come back to speak to our class later in the school year.
Good stuff, man.
And all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, I'm just here to like tell y'all my story, how I got to it and all this other stuff. So yeah, at the end of the day, I can go on and on. You can go on and on.
Yeah,
it's just
stuff,
a cool
man.
feeling, and knowing that and being a part of that, and that's our biggest. Well, I think kind of like why we still make videos and everything, and be there and show up for our audience.
Yeah, like I said, that's why I do it. That's why I do it. Just I don't like letting people down.
Yeah,
that's it. And there are people, like I said, that genuinely like what I do. So I'm here for them, man.
Yeah,
that's all.
I feel that.
And I've met some really cool people, you being one of them.
Yeah.
That is one thing good about this and the social media thing. It's all very weird to me as an old guy, but you know, back in the 90s, if you would have told me, hey Joe, 35 years from now, you're going to be sitting in a hotel room with some guy that lives completely catty corner from where you do in the United States, as far away as possible. You both are going to be sitting in the room doing a podcast.
Right.
And then he's going to download it so everybody in the world could see. Yeah. I'd be like, for one thing, what are these freaking words you're spewing out?
Right.
And then here we are.
Yeah.
You know, so it's cool. I met you. I've met so many cool people. And like I said, back in the 90s, 35 years ago, 40 years ago, if you told me this was going to happen, I'd be like, no way. How's that even going to... You're out of your freaking mind.
Yeah.
But then here we are.
Yeah, I feel that.
And it's cool, man. It's very, very cool.
So, okay, I got a question about the... I feel like there's a group of live streaming TikTok sneakerheads.
Yep.
I'm definitely not a part of it because I suck at live streaming. Well, I don't know if I suck. I just maybe am not consistent at all. So maybe that part. I don't know. Somebody could judge and tell me if I suck or not, because I don't even know if I have enough at-bats to tell you. But there's a group that does this. Can you kind of like go on about this? Maybe shout out some names, some guys that you watch, some other people that they can check out, or just like things that go on. You were telling me about like this whole like scatter and grab a shoe concept.
Oh yeah. So
just
the guys,
like, what is this world like?
Yeah, they'll do it every Saturday night. There's a group of guys, girls too, and they just invite people on to play like any shoe games. Like the last one, I was a judge, and what they did, they were teamed up. There were 3 different teams, 2 people on each team.
Okay.
and they show, or was it two? That's right. It was only two teams. That's right. Two people on each team, and they'll be like, okay, we want to see a shoe that's red and black, and then they'll go grab the best shoe that they can, and then we vote. Does these two have the best, or do these two have the best?
Okay.
And and then there's a girl that does it. Her name is Vega J, and what she likes to do, it's a really cool game to watch too. So there's 8 boxes up there. She's one of them, and then she'll be like, "Okay, I want to see a shoe that has patent leather," and then everybody just scatters and goes to their collection, grabs something with a patent leather, and brings it back and shows it real quick.
Yeah.
And whoever's last, loses that round.
Eliminated.
And then and then they get eliminated.
Okay.
And
I've never seen that before, but it just sounds.
That one's actually really cool to watch. Because people just scatter like freaking roaches, man. Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. And they're and they have the shoe, but when you're on the spot like that, it's like they're freaking out, and it's fun to just watch it happen. Man.
Saturday nights.
Yeah, Saturday they go on Thursday nights.
Nights.
Saturday nights, yeah.
What's today?
Yeah, it's really
Wednesday?
cool.
Tuesday?
Today is Wednesday.
Oh shit! Tomorrow night.
Yeah, they'll probably be on there tomorrow.
Oh, I'm checking it out.
Thursday night. Yeah.
Yep. What time are you doing that?
Be on there. 9 o'clock. Usually their times to go on is
so
9
6 o'clock my time.
6 o'clock your time. Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
I'll have to hop in one time.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
Play. I'll be seeing people on there. Like I'll be seeing a lot of people doing it, but I don't even have the time to watch the whole live stream, let alone do my own. I'm the same way. They invited me on this last one, so I made time to do it. Yeah.
And they're just really cool guys, and this is another thing. With the social media, I'm able to meet them, and I've met some of them in person as well.
What would you say the age group is for that?
They're older. They're in their
35 plus, 40 plus.
They're 30 plus.
30 plus?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I feel like see, I feel like it's so interesting. Like the shoe game is so segmented in a way. There's a lot of things that overlap, don't get me wrong, but I think age group is like a big thing that really segments the shoe game. What'd you say?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Just the way they participate in things. The way that...
Yeah, everything.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember when we were in New York, you had me check my... what are they called?
Analytics.
Analytics.
Yeah.
And you were asking me my age demographic.
Oh, your age demo,
Remember that? You were like, hey, what's the... check your age demographic. Check this. Yeah. And I knew nothing about that until you brought it up.
Yeah.
And the age demographic for the older was a lot higher for me.
Way higher.
Than you.
Yeah.
So I never knew that existed on there until you brought it up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the technical side, right? Just understanding your audience even more,
right?
And knowing who you're talking to and how to talk to them better, and just knowing that your videos aren't for everybody in a sense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course not, man. You can't keep everybody happy.
It helps ease your mind of knowing that, hey, these aren't for everybody. This is who's watching it. This is what I should make it for because it's on this line. And because, people try to go and make videos for everybody and all the depth. It's just like, it don't work.
No, I just make a video, man. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you do anyway. You know this. You can put a video out there. The haters are going to hate.
That's all they do. They hate us because they ain't us.
That's it. You can't get away from it. And that's another thing I've learned with this. You can't keep everybody happy, and there's always going to be haters, man, no matter what. It used to bother me.
Yeah.
Like in my early videos, there was a couple times where I did a video where I was kind of mad that, people were telling me, dude, you're too old to be collecting shoes, blah, blah, blah. And I did a video. I was all pissed off. I went on a bike ride.
He's like, no, I'm real angry.
I came home. No, I was. I came off the bike ride. I handed the phone to my daughter. I said, film me. And I sat down. I'm like, don't you ever let anybody tell you you're too old to do anything you have a passion for. And I went off.
Yeah.
It bothered me my whole entire bike ride.
Damn.
And, and after that, I'm like, you know what? The haters are just going to hate anyway because every time I do a video, there's freaking people that hate on me.
Yep.
For what? Why are you hating on me?
Yeah. It's like, what I do to you?
Yeah, well, I didn't do shit to you.
Right.
And
everybody got their reasons. They project
there is no
whatever
reason.
they got.
The reason is, man, the haters that come in, they're just jealous people.
That's it.
I hate to say that. I wish it wasn't that way, but unfortunately it is.
Yeah.
It's nothing we're doing. It's on them.
Yeah. They be taking stuff to offense like you even worried about what they had going on. You're like, bro, I was just over here doing what I was doing. What do you think I was talking about you for? Like, it didn't even make no sense.
And that's one thing I get all the time is the age thing. Yeah. It's not all the time, but I'll get it. Dude, what are you doing, man? They hating on my hat. They hate the hat.
What?
Yeah, they hate the hat. The reason why is because they hate it because they can't pull it off. Just like I can't pull off the hats you can.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I feel that.
I can't wear those freaking flat bills. I love them, man. I think there's a lot of really cool ones out there. I can't do it.
He's like, just not for me.
Yeah, I can't pull it off, and I know it. So I don't even try.
I feel that.
And I'm not going to hate you for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you can.
Yeah. Okay, you got any other hot topics before we get out of here?
No, man.
Think we're good? We cover a lot of things?
Yeah, we're good.
We'll leave the rest for your page and let you tell the rest of the stories.
There's really no other stories to tell.
Okay.
Is there? I don't know. Is there any stories to
rapid
tell?
questions before we go.
Go ahead,
I like
man,
to do
let's
this.
do it.
Greatest shoe of all time.
Jordan 6, all white, red and black. Hands down.
All day.
All day long. And like I said, you can put anything in front of it. I am kicking it, throwing it, stepping on it until I get to that Jordan 6 all white, red and black. Don't give a damn what's on the ground. Don't care.
Stan Smiths, Puma Suedes.
It doesn't matter.
Don't even
and
care.
I love my Puma Suedes and the Stan Smiths. You know that.
Okay.
But that's it. That's the grail of all grails. It's the Michael Jordan of sneakers, and then the pyramid starts.
Okay. What's the most you spent on a pair of shoes?
$500.
$500?
That's it.
That was the shoe?
That's it.
Okay.
And that's retail and resell. Retail on the, which I wore today, the Adapt 11s.
Okay. Oh,
The first ones, the white ones.
Damn, I forgot about those. Those was expensive. What is your most valuable shoe?
Probably the Chunky Donkey.
You still got them?
I do.
I thought you would have got rid of those by now.
I was thinking about doing it, but the reason why I will not is because of the way I got them.
What was that again?
It would be, I never told the story. I got the Chunky Donkey, and there is a story behind the Chunky Donkey.
Okay, well, go ahead.
It is a resale shoe. I'm not going to tell the story.
You paid resale?
I did.
Why are you not going to tell the story?
But next to nothing. I'm not going to tell the story.
Why?
Because it's just a story that I'd like to just forget about. It really
you could
is.
tell it today and forget about ever after that.
I can't let it out there.
You just got to do it.
But anyway, it was a resale shoe. I
See,
named
now we
the
can't,
price.
we can't leave until I can't even hear him. I can't even hear him.
I
what did
named,
you say? Huh? What?
So I named the price on the shoe that I was going to pay, and I paid it.
Okay.
I can sell it and make a ton of profit.
Also, basically,
but it's
like,
not.
It was like, for example,
it would be wrong for me to do.
So, for example, the shoe was worth $1,000 when it came out, and you were like, "I'm only paying $250," and they were like, "I'll sell it to you for $250," and then you're like,
"No, I
got the shoe."
And that's just the thing. That's the whole story. No, but half the story is correct. Anyway,
Did I get
my
it close?
most expensive shoe is the Chunky Donkey. But let me tell you this, and I mean every word I'm about to tell you. That shoe is not worth one dime over $50.
$50.
It is a piece of shit.
The Chunky Donkey.
I'm just letting you know. I have them. I can tell you.
I have them too. They're not that bad.
Horrible.
Oh my god.
Horrible.
Okay.
I have over 400 sneakers. Worst pair.
Wow.
Second coolest looking pair I own. Worst pair I own. And I'm standing on that.
All right. So you ready?
The story on it's good though, man.
You ready to tell me a story?
I can't do it. I'll tell you off.
Is it against your morals or something?
It's just a bad story, man. It wasn't cool.
It sounds like a great story now.
It's not really all that great, but it just wasn't cool, man. But anyway, I got them. And I named the price, so.
Okay, all right.
And it was nowhere near what they go for.
I can't wait to hear this story. Okay, You made me forget about the other questions at this point. This is funny. Okay, where can they follow you at?
Just at the Angry Joe on TikTok. That's it.
The Angry Joe.
The Angry Joe, yep.
At the Angry Joe.
Angry Joe, yep.
All right, we're signing out. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching, listening. Make sure you guys give us a 5-star review on whatever platform this is. Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon. I don't even know what this thing is on. I appreciate y'all as always. And you got anything else before we go?
No, that's it, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Love each and every one of you. Really do. Thank you for everything. If you are following me and see this, greatly, greatly appreciate you. It means a lot to me, and I mean that.